What's poppin', peeps? It's your boy for CancerMoonsTarot, and I'm coming at y'all with your Book of Answers check-in for September 2022. How are you? I hope y'all are well. Many of you guys know the gist of how these Book of Answers check-in work. If you guys don't know how they work, you can feel free to check the playlist. It'll be posted at the end of the video. You can go ahead and check out the previous Book of Answers I've uploaded, and in the beginning of those videos, I give you guys a rundown of how this works, but I'm sure many of you are returning, so welcome on back. We're going to go ahead and get started, as usual, from Aries to Pisces, to give you your two intuitive messages for the month ahead. And without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. Starting out here with the Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Regarding September 2022, what message do we have in store here for you? Having a look here at the first message out, we do have here, follow the directions. Now, directions are pretty important here actually at this time, considering that in September we do have Mercury going retrograde. So at this time right now with directions, things can be a little bit easy to miss. Believe it or not, it can be pretty easy to miss that turn you were supposed to take when you were driving, to miss out on a time or to miss out on a deadline that you were supposed to have. It could be an easy time to lose track of time or to kind of miss out on certain details, no matter how obvious they really seem. So I would definitely say with follow the directions, you're kind of getting called here at this time to be a little bit more aware or to bring your awareness forward in many more things in your life, whether that's including work, including relationships, including anything. It's really about being called to pay attention to detail. I do feel like that's going to be incredibly important for you jumping into September 2022. So for any of my Aries right now, definitely do everything you can to kind of bring your awareness forward. Don't miss out right now on all the details that are right in front of you. Things can be pretty easy to miss, so just try to keep your attention and your awareness as on point as possible so that you don't miss out on any kind of key details or anything that's important for your month ahead. You know, as I've already previously mentioned with Mercury in retrograde, it can be incredibly easy to miss out on things here, all right? Jumping into your second message, Aries, what's going to be the next message here for Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. And that next message is going to be, make a list of why. Picking up on this information intuitively, it kind of feels to me of like making a list of why. It's getting to a point where you're kind of looking at pros and cons. Because the first thing that I get with a list, right, would be kind of like this pros and cons type of list where you have to figure out, is something worth it, is something not worth it? So if you're in a predicament here in September where you're trying to figure out, why should I continue something? Why should I do something? Why should I invest in something? I think that if there's any sense of doubt, that doubt should be looked into. I think that you really have to be mindful of what you're getting into or what you're committing to or what you're investing in, and you really have to take a look at if the things you're doing are the right things for you. I definitely feel like September 2022 is going to be a little bit of an eye-opener here for you, Aries, in reference to certain investments you've made. Whether it's the type of friends you choose to invest yourself in, the type of relationship you've invested in, or the type of career and work field, you know? Right now, whatever you're invested in, it kind of looks to me like that's being called to your attention to see if you can look at it and see why you're there and if it's worth it and if it's what you really want. It's kind of like you're being called here to pay close attention to, are you actually happy? Are you doing the right things? Are these investments benefiting you positively? Start asking questions and don't be afraid of what the answers are. Start asking questions in general about many things that are occurring and going on in your life so that you know with all 110% security you could say, I'm content and I'm happy where I am. Because if there's anything that's not making you content, if there's anything that's not making you happy, or there's a situation that's going on where it's like, wow, I didn't really know how unhappy I was with something up until this point, you know, at least you can become aware of how you're feeling with the things you're invested in your life. So definitely check your security. How secure are you with friends? How secure are you with relationships? How much does this job offer you, not only financially, but in regards to like your happiness or in regards to your emotions? What does this job offer for you? Really don't be worried about questioning everything, because this is going to be a time to really gather the answers so that you can know what to do to take the next step forward. All right, so that's what I got here in store for you, Aries. Of course, do take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, and also, you know, feel free to take any sort of advice there that can help you out. But that's what I got here for your month ahead. Moving on forward now into our Taurus people. Let's see what we got going on with you, baby. What do we got going on here for Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding your September 2022. first message for you is it is significant. So something of quite significance or quite importance here may be happening for you in September 2022. So if something here is quite significant, that means that it's time to listen up or it's time to pay close attention. Pretty similar to like the first message that Aries just got for the sign I read previously. I'm definitely feeling this energy of having to be aware and having to pay close attention to something that's making an impact. So if something's significant, something's making an impact, definitely open up here and listen this month, because there could be a game-changing moment coming in here for you. Taking a look at the next message for you, Taurus, we have here, this is a good time to make a new plan. So feeling this for you, it kind of looks to me like if something significant is happening for you that's leading you to have to make a new plan, chances are you're recognizing that there is something that is probably not that great going on here for you. You know, if you're being called to make a new plan, maybe right now you're finding yourself in a little bit of trouble, maybe you're finding yourself in a little bit of stress, or maybe you're finding yourself in a place that just overall isn't really doing you any well. And I think that coming up with a good plan here is going to be very important, and it's going to be significant here for your growth. So Taurus, if you're noticing something on the decline, you know, whether you're noticing, okay, I'm in a little bit of a tight area with my finances, all right, now's a good time to come up with a brand new plan on how we're going to resolve this. How am I going to get my finances back to a more stable place or to a place that's comfortable? If you're noticing that there's been a little bit of a divot in your relationship between you and a partner, all right, what can I do right now to resolve this? I feel like you're being called to not let something just slide on by or pass you by. This is not a time right now to sweep problems or issues under the carpet. It is a time to address the elephant in the room. So for any Taurians that are noticing anything on the decline or anything just happening that maybe you're not particularly happy with, definitely look at the solutions that you can add into this month, because it's going to be very valuable. It's going to be very significant on whether you make or break a situation. So I do feel that very strongly for you. So I'm not sure necessarily what it is. You know, some of you guys might be noticing a little bit of changes in your financial world, changes within your relationships, changes within your own personal self. You know, maybe you see yourself kind of getting into a little bit of a headspace that isn't all that positive, and maybe this message for you is about really catching yourself and picking yourself back up and saying, listen, I don't want to go down a dark path or a dark road, so let me go ahead and implement the solutions now that can prevent me from that. So I feel prevention is a main thing for you, Taurus. Prevention from jumping into a negative situation. If you kind of find yourself in the month of September, Taurus, getting into dangerous waters, you know, do everything you can to turn yourself out of that so that you don't hit a tidal wave, but instead you reach the, the calm waters that you're looking for here in September 2022. So this is a good time to make a new plan. It's a good time to find the solutions to things that you're noticing happening around you. Don't let anything pass you by. Don't kind of just allow things to happen to you. If you see anything this month that you don't like and that you're not happy with, make sure you make the changes accordingly and you don't allow it to get too far. Okay? All right, Taurus, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our beautiful Taurians. We're now going to go ahead and move on into the Gemini. So let's see what is going on. What do we got going on here for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. What information do we got showing up here, please, for Gemini? Having a look here at your first message, we have here, you'll have to compromise. So Gemini, right now, this is about having to take the next best thing, and it's not about getting entirely what it is you want. You know, sometimes in situations in our lives, we have to compromise and we kind of have to work with what we've got. I feel like that's a pretty big theme here that's showing up here for you, Gemini, working with what it is you've got. So that seems to be kind of the trade-off or the compromise per se. So Geminis, don't try to, don't allow not having at least everything that you want to hold you back from still doing whatever it is you want to do. For example, let's say that right now, all you got is X amount of money to make a certain investment into your first step of your brand new future. Even if you don't have all the money yet, you know, you'll have to compromise. Start somewhere, right? Because everybody's got to start somewhere. You know, for example, right? You want to be a YouTuber and you're like, yeah, I want to have all the crazy cameras and all the crazy camera switchers and all that cool stuff. And then, you know, this crazy microphone and things of that nature. And by the way, I accidentally ended up almost going live when I didn't mean to by doing that. But y'all get the gist here, Gemini, right? It's like, I want to have this cool microphone, these crazy cameras, all this stuff. but you don't need that to get started. You know, you can get started with your freaking iPhone to go make a YouTube video. You can get started here with a very basic setup. So at the end of the day, right, you have to compromise. You may not get everything you want, or you may not have all the tools and assets you need just yet, but don't let that stand in the way from you getting started on something. It does seem to me like working with what you got is definitely going to benefit you here in September 2022. So, you know, as I mentioned, right, most people, when they're like, okay, this is my plan of action, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to buy all the gear and have everything all set up, you know, it takes people time. Like, it's taken me years to acquire all the type of tech I have, all the gear I have, all the knowledge I have. So everybody starts somewhere. So if you have to compromise on not having everything you want and desire just yet, do what you can to get started. Having a look here into the next message for you, Gemini. Let's go ahead and see what's going to be the next message here for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and we have here, you may be hanging on to an outdated ideal. So setting foot into September as well, it definitely seems to me like it's time to open up your mind to new types of ways of doing things. You know, outdated ideals are the old ways of looking at a situation. I feel like this is referencing the old version of you, Gemini. So don't look at what you are doing in the old version of who you used to be. Look at what you want and what you're doing as the new Gemini you're becoming, as the new person you're becoming. You know, for example, maybe the old version of you would freak out not having everything that you need. Maybe the old version of you would feel discouraged before they've gotten started. But if you want to become that person who's successful, that person who's more positive, that person who makes what they want happen in life, you have to be willing to change out of certain ways that keep you very limited. So I do feel like many of you here, it's about having to basically no longer hang on to the outdated version of you and really start to tap in and transform into the person you wish to become. At the end of the day, a person who has a limited mind will be having a very limited life experience. So if you start to open up your mind more to what's possible for you, and if you start to understand that there are more possibilities and that you are capable of doing so much more than what you used to believe for yourself, as you start to become that new person who's more optimistic, you will see more results and you will see more success. So Geminis, as far as what I'm picking up on here for you regarding September 2022, I feel like this is about having to work with what it is you got. You know, you may not have everything to get from point A to point B to get to your goal, but get started. And don't allow the old version of yourself to stand in the way of the person that you're trying to become. You know, if the old version of yourself was a person who got easily discouraged, it was a person who, you know, kind of like submitted to negativity pretty quickly. You know, if that was who you were, but you want to become a person who knows how to keep their head on straight, who knows how to have a positive mentality, who knows how to be disciplined, who knows how to get to work, you know, be the person you're wishing to become. Don't be who you previously were, okay? So, of course, take that how that resonates to you if it does end up applying, but as we finished out our Gemini here, we're now going to go ahead and move on into the Cancer. All right, so let's see what we got going on here for Cancerian. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. What information do we have here, please, for Cancer? First message for you, just like the Geminis we have here, you may be hanging on to an outdated ideal. So Gemini actually got this message, the zodiac we read before you. So hanging on to an outdated ideal, what I said for the Geminis is that they might be hanging on to an old version of themselves. This could very well likely be the same message for you, Cancer. Maybe you're currently hanging on to an old version of yourself, and now it's time, you know, it's finally time to kind of transform and become into the person that you wish to be. But if that's not the case here for you, it could just genuinely mean that you're hanging on to, you know, old and outdated ideals. Like maybe the way that you perceive how to make money is an old ideal, and it's time to go ahead and, you know, jump into a new way of doing it. Maybe the way you thought love worked in the past is different to how you view and see it today. Overall, things are changing, life is changing, times are changing. The way that we used to do stuff yesterday is not the same as today. So Cancer, definitely focus your awareness to a new way of doing things. Don't hold on to the way things used to work, okay? The world is rapidly changing. Moving on to the next message for you, Cancer, regarding September 2022. Let's see what message that's going to be. And we have here, it is certain. Interesting. Not sure what is certain exactly for you, but apparently they're saying it is certain. So Cancer, it does seem to me like right now, with the certainty message coming up over here, it's pretty certain that you're going to get what you want, but you're going to get it by the means of doing something new. At the end of the day, doing the same thing over and over and over again, but expecting a different result, is never going to give you that different result that you're looking forward to. So if you really want to break the barrier of, you know, doing something new and getting what you want, you very well likely can do it, and it's certain that you will. But you have to start doing new methods. You have to start doing things in a brand new way, not an old, outdated ideal. So Cancers, I feel like this is really about, let's say this month, okay, I really want to expand and grow my career. All right, well, the ways that used to work for you are probably not going to work for you now. So it's time to think differently. It's time to think out the box and find a different way that's going to help grow and expand your career. So really start to get more creative with your thinking, with your ideas, with your plans, you know? Maybe in your relationship, the way that you two used to balance it used to work for the both of you, but now you're different, they're different, so it's going to need a different method to bring more balance into the relationship between you and somebody else. So I can name a million examples for you. However it resonates to you is how it resonates to you, but my best advice for Cancerians in September would be, if you want to see success, it is certain you can have it, but it's going to come in a new method. It's not going to come from the old way of doing things. It's going to come from you starting something new, having a new perspective, having a new plan of attack, and really opening yourself up to thinking outside the box, okay? So whatever that means to you, Cancer, hopefully that helps and hopefully that resonates, okay? All right, Cancerian, let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. We're now going to go ahead and move on forward into our Leos, and we shall see what is up. What do we got going on here for Leo, baby? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Regarding September 2022, what information do we have here for the Leos? Leo, you will need to accommodate. Hearing that right off the bat, I said you will need to accommodate, and I just heard all the Leos go, what? I feel like Leos are like, me? Accommodate me having to do something? People are going to accommodate to me, point blank, period. But I feel like you're being called here to accommodate. This is the energy maybe that you're being called to provide here right now at this time. Maybe your energy needs to be a little bit more invested in order for something to thrive, in order for something to work. But let's go ahead and get your next message, and we'll see how these two blend together, okay? Moving on to the next message for Leo. What do we got in store for him? Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, September 2022. And we have here, aim higher. Wow. Shoot for the stars, Leo, for sure. I definitely sense that you need to accommodate in the sense that you need to invest more energy. It's time to go big or go home. I really feel like what the universe is trying to say to you is that you have so much more capability than you think. There is so much more that you could do at this time than what it is you're already doing. So you're kind of aiming for what you know you're capable of, but start to open up your eyes to the possibility that you're capable of so much more. Aim higher. Shoot for the stars. It seems to me like the more you accommodate for yourself, meaning the more energy you're giving to you and you're giving to your dream and you're giving to whatever it is right now, whatever sense of success you're going after, the more success will be granted to you. So don't be afraid to shoot the arrow high, all the way into the sky. Leo, really shoot for the stars here coming into September 2022. Now, that's a pretty big general statement. I don't really feel much more intuitive stuff coming through here for you. You know, it said you need to accommodate. I'm kind of picking up from that message that you just need to show up more. You need to put forth more effort, put forth more energy, and more of an investment into what you're doing. And you need to aim higher than where you're at right now, because you could see so much more success coming from what you're doing than you really imagine. There's so much more here, and you have the opportunity to take it this month, so long as you continue to aim higher and you continue to invest more. So I feel like universe here is kind of trying to say, Leo, look, it's cool that you have what you have, but you can have more. There is more abundance here for you, but you have to be willing to work for it. You have to be willing to aim higher, and you have to be willing to make more of an investment. So seize the opportunity or don't, but just know that in September, the opportunity is there for you. All right? All right, my beautiful Leos. We're now going to go ahead and move on forward into our Virgo, and we'll see what we got going on. What do we got going on here for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. What information do we have here showing up for the Virgos? Virgo, first message for you says it would be inadvisable, okay? So you're not being advised to do something at this time. I definitely feel like you're being called to reconsider. So take a deep look here in September 2022 about what it is you're exactly doing. You know, what are you invested in right now? What kind of moves are you making? What is it exactly you have going on? And is it the right thing for you? Because if you're not being advised to do something, if you're kind of being called to pull back, maybe there's a reasoning behind that after all. So you might be getting into an intuitive nudge here from your spirit guides this month, pulling you back from something that you're doing. You might feel a bit of resistance right now in things in life that you're doing. And if that's the case, maybe you should take a step back and see why you're not being advised to go forward. Kind of look at the bigger picture. It feels like you're looking at a painting too closely to see everything. So if you take a couple steps back, you'll be able to see the painting in a very clear image. So what I see here for you, Virgo, coming into September 2022 is take a couple steps back and look at everything. You know, what you think is advisable might actually be something that you shouldn't continue to do going forward. As soon as you get the bigger picture, you might see why you're not being advised to go any further in dealing with someone or something, okay? I almost said in someone, and that is what she said. Now, moving on forward here for you, Virgo, what's going to be the next message here? Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and we got here, take the lead, for sure. So you may not be advised here to go ahead and move forward with something, Virgo, but you are being in an energy or being called here to take the lead for better. I think that the reason why something's inadvisable is that you're not aware of how it's not benefiting you. You're not aware of how something may potentially be having a harmful or negative impact on you. And once you take a step back and you see the full picture and you see maybe why it's not smart to continue to go forward with something, then you can start to take charge here. You can start to take the lead in moving yourself in a better direction. So whether it's like, okay, right now I made an investment into a certain person and I haven't seen any red flags so far, but now that I've kind of taken a step back and brought more into my awareness, I can see that maybe this person isn't all that positive for me. Then when you realize that, it's like, okay, I can take the lead and move into a different direction and choose to surround myself with another person who is going to be more of a better vibrational match for me and who's going to provide more of a positive outcome for me. You know, maybe right now, whatever kind of success and goals that you're really focused on, maybe if you take a step back and you see the bigger picture and you're like, wow, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's not advised to keep doing what I'm doing because I could now see what the outcome would be. If that's the case, you can take charge. You can take the lead here to move in a better direction that's going to better benefit and best suit you. So Virgos, definitely look at the bigger picture this month is what I feel like you're being called to do. You might find that it's not that pretty as it looks up close. And when you figure all that information out, you can start to move into a better direction and kind of save yourself from any sort of negative impacts that may come of whatever it is you got going on, okay? So of course, do take that how that resonates to you, if it resonates to you. Now we finished up our Virgo, so we're gonna go ahead now and move on in to our beautiful Libra. Let's see what we got going on, man. What do we got going on here for Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. What is gonna be the first message here for Libra? And your very first message is if it's done well, or if it's done well, if not, don't do it at all. Okay, interesting message for you. I kind of feel like this is about if you want things done the right way, you got to do it yourself. That's pretty much what I'm feeling for you, and that's what I'm hearing for you as well. Definitely something my father lives by, being a Libra, so this is why this reading makes me laugh a lot, because my father can be stubborn at times with, you know, being in his own ways and being that person that feels that if things need to be done the right way, it's got to be done by me, you know? Plus, my dad is a construction worker, so he's very talented, super talented man. But at the end of the day, you know, if I tried to do something construction-wise, he'll take care of it. He'll do it the best way. He'll do it the way that is right, you know? So I feel this energy for you here, Libra, where it's like, okay, if I want something to be done the right way, I got to take it in my own hands and do it myself. So do with that what you will. This could be about your future. You know, I can't let the future of myself and of my life kind of be in the palm of another person. If I want it to be done right, well, shit, I got to be the person here to make my future everything I want it to be. You know, same thing could apply here in your job. Maybe you feel like right now, everything that's going on in your working place, in your career, isn't really working out the way you'd like it to be because other people are taking care of it. And maybe you're recognizing right now, okay, things are not going to be amazing and everything that it could be unless I step up right now and do it instead. So I feel like even though the message here says if it's not, or if it's done well, if not, don't do it at all, it feels to me like I'm getting that vibe once again of like, if you want something to be done right, you know, you should be the one to step up and do it. So take that information and do with it what you will. Moving on to the next message here for you, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. What is going to be the next message for Libra? And we have here, let your emotions guide you. For sure. Coming into September, it's very important, guys, to let our emotions guide us, to let our feelings suit as an anchor based upon the types of decisions that we make. So if you're in a position of time right now where you just feel like it would be better to do this or it would be better to do that, don't ignore what your feelings are telling you. They are there. They are indicators to help navigate through your life. So let's say right now you have a feeling that if you were to do something else instead, it would be probably a better choice for you. Then follow what that gut intuitive feeling is telling you. Right now is not a time to ignore your feelings, but instead it's a time to embrace them because they'll guide you exactly to where you need to go. And that kind of corresponds too with the message of like, well, if it's not done right, or if it's going to be done right, it best be done by you. So it feels to me like right now, your feelings and emotions are trying to tell you, Libra, it's time to step up to the plate in some area of your life. You'll get things done the right way. Let your emotions guide you. If you're being called to go in and do something, or if you're being called to go somewhere and do something, do it. It'll be done the right way because you'll be the one doing it. And at the end of the day, things will turn out great for you. So I'm not entirely sure. Okay, as always, because how could I be sure of everything, right? I may be a tarot reader, but I am not the Lord, okay? But what I will say is, like, I'm not sure exactly how this will resonate to you, but if it does end up making sense to you in a certain type of way, take that advice and follow it through with your life. You know, right now, if something needs to be done and you want to get it done the right way, Libra, step up and be the one to do it yourself and follow through with what your emotions are telling you because they are a guide. They are there for you to guide you to success. Your emotions are always going to be very important. So the more you pay attention to what they're saying and the more you allow them to guide you and the more you follow through in those gut intuitive feelings, I do feel like the more success you will be drawing in and manifesting here at this time. So Libras, take that how that resonates, and thank you for watching. It is much appreciated. Now moving on into our Scorpios. Let's go ahead and see what's up, baby. What do we got going on here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. Having a look here at the first message for you, Scorpio, we have here take the lead. So right now is not the time to let things happen for you, but it's the time here to make shit happen, baby. I see that coming into September, it's going to be a great time for you to take charge. People are going to look at you as more of a leader. You have that energy to be a leader too, even if you don't believe that right now, even if you don't feel that within yourself. That's what your spirit guides are trying to tell me. It's that you have the ability to be quite a leader. So don't be afraid to step up. And also I'm hearing too, don't be afraid to step up and take more responsibility. This could be the energy about stepping up in the work field. So in September, there may actually be a raise. You might be coming into a part of management. So you could be stepping up in management here. This would represent that you're becoming more of a leader. So if you're very good at your job and you're very good at helping people and kind of leading your team along, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. There may be promotions at hand here for a few of you Scorpios. You know, it might be the time right now to take the lead in a relationship. You know, maybe you and somebody else are kind of floating around and you're kind of wondering, you know, where is this going? All right, well, if me and this person have been in a situationship for quite some time, maybe it's time for me to take charge and say, hey, why don't we make this a relationship and start planning a future and start seeing where this can actually go. So don't allow things to kind of just happen to you. Allow yourself to make shit happen this month. I definitely feel that if you take initiative and you take the lead, you can open up experiences for improved situations. You know, if you're in a situationship, but you open up and say, hey, look, are we going to be something more? Then you're going to make a situationship a relationship. You know, if you are very good at leading people in your workplace, talk about it. Lead them. Show everybody that is a boss at your job that you're great at what you're doing and that you're great at leading people. And then you might even get a promotion. Boom. Now you're a manager, you know? So I kind of feel this energy of like, be in a position of time right now, all right, Scorpio, where you decide to step up, because the more you step up, the more positive changes can be implemented and made for you. Now, moving into the next message for Scorpio, let's go ahead and see what we got. What is going to be the next message here for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. And we have here aim higher. Cool. Another zodiac sign got this as well. I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, shoot for the stars is pretty much the energy coming into play here for you. So not only is it about taking the lead here because you can have so much more positive growth, but aiming higher definitely can get you more growth than you've expected. So don't be afraid right now here, Scorpio, to shoot for the stars. There really is no limit to what it is you can do unless you believe that that's the case. Remember, remember, a limited mind is a limited life. The more that you do tend to limit yourself, the more that there will be limitations. If you can open up yourself to the ideology that the possibilities are infinite, you could have infinite success and infinite possibilities. So aim higher, shoot for the stars here, really take the lead. Don't allow things to just happen to you this month. Make shit happen for yourself, and don't be afraid at how high you aim, because nothing here is impossible. You can really flip your life here in September. You know, you could even move up from just being a manager, excuse me, to like flat out being a freaking boss, you know? You can move from a relationship to poof, I'm finally freaking engaged, baby. So there's a lot here you could do. You can really move up high. So don't hold back. Really start making some moves, okay? All right, Scorpio, very cool. Let's keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. So we finished up our beautiful Scorpio peeps. We're now going to go ahead and move on in now into our lovely and amazing Sagittarius peeps. Let's see what we got going on, baby. Messages for Saggy. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Regarding September 2022, what information do we got rolling on in here, please, for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Sagittarius, seek out the path of least resistance. I love this. I love it a lot. I am that person that likes to take the path of least resistance, because that right then and there is a core indicator that you're going in the right direction. Whatever you resist indeed does persist, so it's very important to recognize that resistance is usually an indicator that we're not on the right path. But for whatever comes naturally, for whatever feels easy, for whatever feels like everything kind of just perfectly flows, that's usually the right path and the right indication that you're on the right path. So coming into September over here, definitely seek out the path of least resistance. Go with what feels natural, go with what feels right, and go with what feels like it's kind of effortlessly flowing everywhere it needs to be. Okay, moving on to the next message for you, Saggy. What's going to be the next message here for Sagittarius? And we have here, the answer may come to you in another language. That is very interesting. I don't think we've ever in the history of the Book of Answers readings had this message come out here for you. So Sagittarius, that is indeed a first. The answer may come to you in another language. Now, this could be about somebody in your life potentially who does speak another language. Maybe they end up, you know, giving you some sort of advice, and that advice that does come through could be a message that you may potentially need to hear. But overall, though, what I'm feeling here for you, Sagittarius, is that you're pretty much in a space right now where taking the path of least resistance is going to provide you the best results. And in order to get some sense of advice, or if there is a message for you, it might come in another language. Not sure why this message is here, guys, but of course, roll with it. If it ends up applying to you, it applies to you. You know, you might be watching a TV show and you might get intrigued of what somebody says in a foreign language, and you might end up looking it up. And when you do look it up, it might actually be a message for you. You know, the universe works in very mysterious ways sometimes. So if something kind of strikes a pose in you, if something kind of just strikes something within you and you're like, I don't know what that means, but I want to look it up, do a quick Google Translate. There might be a message there for you that you really do need to hear, okay? But overall, from the first message, which is really the main message I feel for your overall month of September 2022, definitely seek out the path of least resistance. Go at this time with what feels natural for you, with what feels right, and with what's effortlessly flowing. Anytime we go after something that is resistance, what we resist, it will persist. It'll create more resistance over time. So we always want to shoot for what feels natural and what flows, because that's usually a pretty clear indicator of what's the right path for you. You know, for example, right now, Sagittarius, let's say I am feeling like it is impossible for me and this person to be together. It's like no matter what, it seems like there's always a sense of resistance. But with somebody else, it's just easy. It feels right. It flows. There's never any sort of combativeness or resistance. It's like me and this person were meant to be. Then go down that path with that person. Why continue choosing a path with a person where it seems like it's never right when there's something here that always seems like it's perfectly exactly how it should be, you know? So really start to flow down that river, man, because wherever you're flowing, you'll get to the destination you're supposed to be going, baby, okay? So this could resonate in a multitude of ways. It could resonate towards work, love, friends, family members, your personal life. Take it how it applies to you. But nonetheless, Sagittarius, thank you for tuning in. And that's the message that I have in store here for you for your September 2022. Now, finishing off with Sagittarius, we're going to jump on in now here to the Capricorn, and let's see what we got going on. What do we got going on here for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding your September 2022. What do we got here? What will be the first message for Cappy? Capricorn, first message is it will work itself out. I'm definitely feeling the vibes of don't worry right now, Capricorn. It's not a time to worry. Situations will work out. Things will get resolved. The universe here has your back. If you're in a situation right now that's making you a little bit anxious, if you're very worrisome, I feel like there's nothing to fear. All will work itself out. So this is kind of like the universe's way of saying, don't try to resolve something. Don't try to find solutions. It will be resolved on its own terms. So you can kind of just pull back and let the universe take care of this one. You know, maybe right now you and another person are kind of in a little bit of a weird spot. It's like, take a break right now, kind of let things sort itself out. You know, maybe right now you're in a bit of a weird spot in your life in general, and it has nothing to do with other people. If that's what's going on here for you personally, you know, just take a step back, kind of let the universe guide you to where you need to go. So a situation in your life will work itself out. Don't worry too much about it. Don't allow that to become a moment of anxiety that tends to leave you in a very heightened, anxious place. Just take a step back. All will be well. Universe will sort out something for you. Moving on to the next message for Capricorn. What is going to be the next message here for Cappy? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. And we have here, let your emotions guide you. So this is interesting, right? Because the first card, or the first message said, it'll all work out. And then this message says, let your emotions guide you. So the first message tells you to pull back, but the next message says your emotions will take you to where you need to go. Now, here's my thing. You know, if you're anxious right now, Capricorn, that emotion isn't guiding you anywhere except being anxious AF. I feel like letting your emotions guide you here is more so allow yourself to feel more secure, because at the end of the day, if you know that everything will all work out anyways, if you know that a situation will resolve and work itself out, then you have nothing to worry about, you have nothing to fear. So it feels like let the emotion of not worrying, let the emotion of being calm, let the emotion of being relaxed be the emotions that guide you forward here this month. Really move forward in a calm demeanor, knowing that everything's going to be okay. Have that sense of security within yourself and allow yourself to be guided by that security. I feel like that is what the message is trying to come through here for you. So of course, do take that how it resonates, if it actually ends up resonating to you. So at the end of the day here, Capricorn, don't worry, something will work itself out. If you can hold on to that sense of security and that inner knowing that a situation will work itself out and that everything will be okay, let those types of emotions guide you. Move forward in your life here in September, knowing that everything's going to be just fine. Don't have a worry in the world. Enjoy yourself and let that situation work itself out, okay? All right, Cappy, take that if it resonates. Of course, if it doesn't, absolutely no worries. And thank you for tuning in with me. Now, as we finish up our Capricorn, we are moving on in forward into our Aquarius. So let's see what we got going on for the Aquas, all right? What do we got showing up here for Aquarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus regarding September 2022. What information do we got showing up here, please? For the zodiac sign of Aquarius, we got here, it will bring good luck. Hello, okay, Aquarius, good luck. I like that one for ya. You might be getting gifted something. Could be getting gifted a bracelet, a charm, could be getting gifted something in general, like a little knick-knack, I'm not sure. But you're getting something here. It does feel to me like it's going to bring forward good luck. So for any of y'all that are getting something as a gift or something passed on to you, seems like it's like very lucky or very awesome item. There's something of value. I don't know. Like it could be like a lucky thing that like a parent is passing down, somebody within the family. Not sure how that resonates to you, but something will bring good luck. Now, the thing about me is that I personally believe we make our own luck as well. So it feels to me like the mentality you're in this month is the mentality that's going to manifest your reality. So if you're in a space where you believe that by doing certain things are going to give you back good energy, if you are doing good things, you're going to get good things back. If you're doing good things, good luck will be returned to you. It feels like if you have that mentality where I know if I put the best out there, I'll get the best back, then that's exactly what's going to happen for you. And that's exactly how the universe works, right? For what it is that you put in is what it is that you will receive back. So setting foot into September 2022, I feel like many of you are going to be a lot more mindful of the energy and the cards that you're bringing to the table. I want to make sure the energy I'm putting out is good shit, because that's what I do want to receive back in my life. So the better energy you're putting forward is, of course, the better energy you're getting back. All right, so I feel like many of you are going to be living by that principle here coming into September 2022. Let's go ahead and have a look, though, at the next message for you, Aquarius. What is going to be the next message here for Team Aqua? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding September 2022. And that next message is going to be, ask your father. I get this message for at least one zodiac sign every book of answers reading that I do. There's always that one message that goes, ask your father. So there could be something that maybe you do need to communicate in reference to a parent, like a father, or somebody who is potentially a father figure in your life. If you need help, it is definitely a good time here in September, Aquarius, to reach out to somebody who could be father-like or is a father to you. It does seem to me like it'll be the best person to reach out to if any sort of help is needed. Yeah, even if it's just advice. Even if you need advice on a situation or you need a little bit of guidance, you know, looking around, asking your dad, talking to a father-like figure, it could be really beneficial for you right now at this time. So a little bit of an odd message, of course. Take it how it resonates to you. I feel like I've mentioned already with the it will bring good luck kind of thing. Maybe it will bring good luck if you ask your father about something. But what I got the gist from the first message, right, was that what energy you put out into this world is exactly what you get back. I feel like many of you this month are living by the mentality of doing good things and putting out good things is going to get me good things in return. You know, it is the universal law. So I feel like many of you will be practicing that because right now you are focusing on manifesting wealth. And what I say by wealth is not just the physical aspect like money. You're manifesting richness in your soul. You're manifesting richness in friends, richness in family, wanting to be surrounded by everything that's good. You're really focusing right now on making your life a 10 of Pentacles type of lifestyle where you have everything that you need, you have the stability that you need, you have the love, you have the happiness, you have it all. So you're really working on your lives here in September, and of course, keeping up that positive morale and putting great-ass energy into the universe is going to continue to bring forth great-ass energy into your life. Now, with the Ask Your Father message coming out over here, you know, anytime you need a sense of advice, if you need help, if there is a question that needs to be answered, this could be helpful right now going to a masculine presence, such as a father or a father-like figure. So if you do have something on your mind or if you do need some sort of advice, don't hesitate to talk to your father. I think that there will be something beneficial there for you, okay? All right, so we finished up our beautiful Aquarius. Moving on forward now into our last zodiac sign for today, we're going to go ahead and check on in on the Pisces and see what's going on with you. So Piscean, let's see what's up, baby. What do we got going on here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus regarding your September 2022. Pisces, your first message says, figure out a way. Okay, so Pisces, it's time to get a little bit creative here is what the universe is saying this month. It's time to get things sorted out and to get things figured out, and that's going to require you and you alone. I feel like this is about the universe trying to say, you are the only person that can come up with the answer. You're the only person that can come up with a way to figure things out. So it's time to really go within and get things uncovered, figure shit out, you know? Now, this could be in resonance with anything. Maybe you have to figure something out right now in reference to a financial situation, in reference to your work, in reference to your friends, in reference to a relationship. You need to figure out a solution or figure out a way to make something work. Now, remember that there's always a way. And I feel like anytime we really truly have this conversation with ourselves and we really go deep within and we ask ourselves questions, we're always going to have those answers available to us. Remember, the thing is that anytime we have a question, we always have the answer within us, and there's a way to activate that, and that's going to require you deeply connecting with yourself and doing a little bit of soul searching. So Piscean, setting foot into September 2022, figuring out a way is going to be about you really connecting with yourself and finding that answer that's already within you. Okay? Now, like I mentioned, it could be about figuring out anything. Maybe you need to figure out your finances, you need to figure out what's going on with your boyfriend, you need to figure out what's happening with your friendships or figure out certain types of solutions. Any question you have, the answer is within you. Do remember that, okay? Moving on into the next message though here for you, Piscean, what is the next message? And we have here, it may not be logical. So figuring out a way may not seem all that logical. It may be a little bit more emotional. You might be in a time and space here in September 2022, Pisces, where it's about having to resonate more with your heart than resonating with your mind. Your heart might have all the answers you need. Maybe you need to take a look into your heart and see what your heart is telling you. So don't really just rely on the brain here. Rely on intuition, rely on feeling, rely on emotion is kind of what I'm picking up on here for you. So If you need to figure something out, Pisces, I think that your emotions would be the best guide for you. I think that really resonating with what your heart has to say will probably deliver you the answer you've needed to hear all along. So don't really look at things from a very practical and logical standpoint this month. If you need to figure something out, go within and listen to your heart. Listen to what your heart has to say. I feel like that's where you'll get the best answer, the best advice, and you'll know exactly what you need to do moving forward right then and there, okay? So, not sure how it'll resonate to you, but of course, these are intuitive messages. They are meant to resonate with one or a few people at most. So if it happens to help out for you, super happy that it does, okay? So resonate with the heart here, Piscean, this month, not so much with the brain, okay? All right, Pisces, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. It is much appreciated. And now, with that all being said, let's go ahead and keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward. Y'all, thank you all so much for coming out to the Book of Answers for September 2022. It is incredibly appreciated. Thank you for being here. This video was done all in one take, so I am a little bit drained right now, but I appreciate y'all being here nonetheless. It's fun. I love the Book of Answers. I love doing intuitive readings. It's nice to get away from the tarot every now and then and to use another type of divination tool. I always have fun with this, and I hope you do as well. If you are new here, definitely do consider subscribing. That would be much appreciated. If you're new here, do consider subscribing and joining the Soul family. You can also click the notification bell so you never miss when I upload or when I go live, and you'll have any indication of the content that I'm posting here, okay? Yeah, with that all being said, everybody, thank you for being here. Have a great and lovely September 2022. If you want to check out any of the previous Book of Answers messages videos, I'm going to have a playlist pinned at the end of the video. You can check out the previous playlist, and of course, we'll see you next month because I am making this a pretty monthly basis type of thing. So Book of Answers will be going on for a monthly series. So I will catch you guys in October, okay? All right, everybody. I love you all so much. Have a great and fantastic September, and I will see you guys later. Much love to the Soul family, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.